San Diego home prices have hit an all-time record high. This is the July 2026 San Diego real estate market update, and I'm Woody Henderson, broker for American Dreams Real Estate. Let's take a look at the numbers. Median sale price of homes in San Diego hit an all-time record high of 929,000 at the end of June. That's up 5% from the same time last year. The number of homes sold was also up to 2,275, up 8.75% from the same time last year. When we look at our inventory numbers, the number of active listings, months of inventory, and average market time, we see that those numbers have come down from where they were last year. So low inventories putting upward pressure on prices, and we've hit a new all-time record high. Let's take a look at the graphs that support these numbers. The median sale price in San Diego, as I said, hit 929,000. That's up 5%. Oh, by the way, this information comes from the San Diego Multiple Listing Service, if you're curious. The previous record was 916,950 that was reached back in 2024. So as we said, here it is, an all-time record high. And this slide shows both condos and detached houses. Let's take a closer look at detached homes. Also an all-time record high, 1,125,000, up 5.1% over the same time period last year. And that eclipses the previous record of 1.1 million just a few months ago. Once again, another all-time record high. Let's take a look at the median price for homes on a rolling 12-month average. If you watched the video last month, you saw that I was saying the market had plateaued. We see that things have pretty much flattened since 2024. However, looking at the same rolling 12-month average, we see that prices have actually started to come up. And it makes me wonder, have we got enough momentum for prices to continue their upward trajectory and move beyond the plateau that we've been experiencing for the past couple of years? Only time will tell. This slide shows mortgage rates and demand. In general, we'd expect to see that when mortgage rates go up, that demand would fall, and this shows buyer demand versus mortgage rates. But what we've seen in the past several months is, although interest rates have been rising, home sales have also been rising. So running somewhat counter to what we might expect based on the trends. Are we in a buyer or seller's market? Well, we've got 3.2 months of inventory here in San Diego, and a balanced market would be considered 5 to 6 months worth of inventory, and a buyer's market would be over 6 months. So we've got 3.2 months of supplies. We're still in the seller's market territory. However, what we've seen is inventory is higher than we've seen recently, and the gap between a strong seller's market and a balanced market is lessening. Let's take a look at factors influencing home sales. Last month, I shared with you my econometric analysis that showed that the primary influences on the number of homes sold in San Diego is inventory and mortgage rates. Inventory is a strong influence, and that's at 35% of the influence on home sales in San Diego. So I was curious and asked myself, why is inventory staying so low? Why is it so persistently low here in San Diego? And here's what's happening. We have a rate lock-in effect. So sellers that have interest rates at 2 to 4% are really reluctant to make a move. Making a move would mean going into about a 6.5% interest rate and would considerably increase the monthly cost of owning a home and making an up move. We also have a chronic underbuilding here in San Diego. Homes are added slower than the number of jobs, and that's been ongoing for a number of years. If you think about it, San Diego is somewhat of an island with the border to the south, the ocean to the west. Camp Pendleton to the north, and geography to the west, making there just not a lot of place to build. And then we've got tight zoning laws and restrictions that also prevent adding inventory. So also in the market, home sellers, owners have record equity and they can wait for a sunnier day, although it's looking pretty sunny today with regard to home prices. So the low inventory is primarily a lock-in story, and the high rates really free sellers from making a move and keep them holding on to the inventory that's out there. That's the same force that keeps upward pressure on prices here in San Diego. Wrapping it up, the median home price all-time record high at 929,000, 3.2 months of inventory, markets moving relatively quickly, 26 days average market time, and home sales up slightly compared to the same time last year. What's driving this market? Really extremely low inventory, rates near 6.5%, and we've got a very strong economy. What this means for San Diego is we've got below normal inventory, record home prices, and for homes that are priced well, we see a lot of competition. One closing thought, if you're asking yourself, what does this all mean to me? Hey, let's connect. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please press like or subscribe to my channel to keep up to date on the latest in the San Diego real estate market. I am Woody Henderson, broker for American Dreams Real Estate, and until next month, wishing you all the best.